Welcome to the Collectoverse. Thanks for tuning in to this week's recap. Let's start off with a little clip we put together that we hope you guys will enjoy. Perhaps Christmas doesn't just come from a store. Maybe West Edmonton Coin and Stamp, perhaps, wants to give just a little bit more.
Hey everyone, it's Jonathan here with West Edmonton Coin and Stamp, and we do want to do more this year. We know a lot of people have been struggling. There's been a lot going on. So what we want you to do is write your story or the story of someone you know who's been struggling this year, or family, friend, whatever. Write their story or put your story in the comments below. We're giving away 2 gift packs of $500. The gift packs will contain $250 gift card for Safeway, so you can get some groceries, fill some tummies, and then we're also going to fill some gift baskets for your family tailored to your needs, your family, your likes, you know, mom, dad, the kids, or dad and the kids, or mom and the kids, grandparents, uncles who are fostering or whatnot. Let us know your stories. Put it in the comments below. And what will happen is on December 17th, us here at West Edmonton Coin and Stamp will be going through, and we're going to pick one family we feel is deserving, or based on their experiences this year. And then we are going to open up to the comments, to the fellow Edmontonians, to the people on the internet who think the second family, and they will choose that. So that is going to open up on the 17th of December and run through to the 19th or to the 20th, the 19th. Your comments will end at midnight. The 20th, we're going to announce the 2 winners, and then we'll go out on the 23rd and hand out those baskets. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. We want you to use the hashtag WECSXMAS, WECSXMAS. Use that hashtag, get it out there. We want to get everyone involved here. And then I'm going to call out to the fellow business owners of Edmonton here. If you want to, please share this on your social media. If you want to add to our contributions, if you just anything, anyone, all of us that have been so fortunate throughout the years, we need to all stand together and give back to our community this year. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, use our hashtag WECSXMAS, and let's help a couple families this year. If there's any questions, please feel free, reach out. It's call me, Jonathan, at the store. Leave a message for me. I'll get back to you. We'll put something together. We're on a tight deadline here. We were trying to figure something out, so we're kind of moving fast. I think today's Saturday. This video is launching in the morning, the 12th. Like I said, by the 19th, or the 17th, we're closing for commenting. The 19th, we're going to be picking, or the vote ends. The 20th, we'll choose a family, and the 23rd, we're going to go out and we're going to drop off these baskets to these families. So please feel free, like I said, share your stories, share the story of someone else in need, and we will try to help.
Hey guys, it's Mike again, and today we are going to be opening up the awesome 2020 Mega Tin with the Ancient Battle design on it.
Recording.
All right, let's get into this sucker. With 3 packs of the 2020 Mega Tin pack. And I like the gold coloring of the tin, it's really awesome. And we'll open up our first pack here and see what we get. Throw that offside. And we have, this also has 4 rares in it, by the way. We have an Abomination Chamber of the Enchained, Extra Hero Cross Crusader. We pulled him in the 2016 Mega Tin. Marincess Wonderheart, Tenyi Spirit of Ashura, Salamangreat Restart Currents, Dark Factory of More Production, as if they needed more Mokies. Little red dude down there. We got our super rare Pendulum Halt, Rich Crafter Scrolls, a secret rare Gizmek Yada the Gleaming Vanguard, Witchcrafter Patore. Get out! Get out, trap card! It's all the witch girls and the sorcerer girls there. This blue one's had enough. She wants all of them out of their house. And now we have a danger, excitement, mystery. Finding all those dangers. Monsters. Flawless Perfection of the Tenyi. A Madolce Petting Sourcess. Tyrant Farm. A Vessel for the Dragon Cycle. You're in danger. I hope not. I hope to get some good pulls out of this 10. Tenyi Spirit Shintha. And we're now off to our next pack. And second pack. Throw that off to the side. Turn that around. We got a Marincess Battle Ocean. Also part of the favorite archetype I use out there. Dino Wrestler Martial Arts Ankylosaurus. He looks tough. Ranryu, which is a reprint, which will be coming up in the Spirit Chambers deck. Glare Beast Charge. A Dino Mist Valonix. Glare Beast Comeback. Witchcrafter Scroll. Holy moly, a Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. This is a good card. This is a very meta-defining card. Tenyi Berserker of the Draco. The Gladiator Beast Domithian. Spin Turn. Valkyrie Embrace. And Tyrant Dino Fusion. Next we have a Salamangreat Burning Shell, Witchcrafter Draping, Fusion of Fire, Vassail of the Dragon Cycle, Guard Dragon Garmedes is our last card for that pack, and off to our last and final pack of this 2020 Mega Tin. Throw that right off to the side and hope for the best. Let's see what we got. We have a Ranryu, Rising Fire, Salamangreat Wolvie, Dino Wrestler Martial Arts and Kilo, Chaos Betrayer, Fury of Fire, Marincess Blue Slug, Mermail Abyss Silencia, a Gizmek Yada of Gleaming Vanguard again, a Dirge of the Lost Dragons, Infinite Track Goliath, a Emperor Manju Garzette, Marincess Cascade, Gladiator Beast United, Tenyi Spirit Vashuda, Speed Burst Dragon, which is part of one of my favorite archetypes, Rockets, or Dragon Link, as they're currently now known, a Salamangreat Transcendence, and another Fusion of Fire as our final card. That was super good and super awesome. Glad we pulled that Phantasme at least. That's a nice card. Same with the Draco, Tenyi. Well, that was the opening, and out of that entire tin, our best two pulls were the Draco Berserker of the Tenyi and the Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. That was our best pull out of this entire opening, so that was cool.
Alrighty, so what we are going to be going over today is the supplies for your minis, deciding the colors for your mini, the layering of the colors, the highlighting, the details, the fine details, the dry brushing, and then the finishing of your mini. So first things first, we said supplies. Now you will need these for your painting, just because you don't want to be scrounging around trying to find all this stuff in the middle of your paint, because then you're just going to be scrounging around finding stuff in the middle of your painting. So you are going to need your paint cloth here. So this is if you have a little too much paint on your brush. When you're doing it on your tray, you can just brush that off, and then you have less paint on your brushes. Your paint tray, which is where you're going to be doing all of your blending, all of your dripping, all that kind of stuff, so you're not just putting it on a counter. The toothpicks that you see here is just for blending. You don't want to be using your brushes to blend your colors together. A lot of people do that. I find that it destroys your paint brushes a lot of the time. Your cleaning solution, now this is just standard water. As you can see, I use this quite often just because I do like painting my minis. But this is just regular standard tap water. Vallejo colors are actually water soluble, so you don't have to worry about any harsh chemicals in your paints or on your brushes. Now we're getting to the main attraction here, which is your brushes that you will need. We're going to start with the biggest, baddest one, because this is my original. This is actually your dry brush. This is actually the brush that we're going to be using last. Now I use this brush. This has been the first brush I've used in all of my painting years. It's stuck with me ever since I started doing minis. But this is one of the better dry brushes that I have found, and I have yet to find another one. The next one is your tanking brush. As you can see, this thing has seen better days. But this is what you're using for just getting your mini just painted, or a rebase, or if you're repriming him or otherwise, you'd use something like this. Just an old brush that you have no worries if you just stab at it. Then you get your your basing brushes. Oh, that's not the basing brush. This is the basing brush. Haha. So as you can see, there's two different ones here. I have a Vallejo and a no-name brand. The no-name brand hasn't been used at all because, unfortunately, I have been using a lot of the Vallejo stuff so far. So this is actually just an extra one that I bought, and I haven't used it yet. So those are your basing brushes. You would also use that for just coloring your mini or otherwise. Then you get into your detailing brush. So this is the one that you would want to be doing for, like, if you're doing along a highlight, or if you're doing certain gems or otherwise, or just elongated sword and you want to just have that nice smooth go. So that's your detail brush. Then we're getting into our fine detail brush. Now this thing has been with me ever since this guy, and he's seen better days, but he actually has some of the best tips that I have seen in a long time for painting. This is what you would be using for your eyes, your teeth, your tongue, any of the other super fine details that you have. That's all your supplies. Of course, you are going to need your paints. We do have a few here just for the mini that we're going to be painting. And that's your supplies for the mini. That's all your supply stuffs. Hi there. So last time we showed you all the supplies that you will need. Now we're going to give you a decision on if you want to do a white base coat or a black base coat. Now the differences, as you can see, they're not that different, all except for just the color. But if you're doing like a werewolf or something, you don't want him looking like he just came out of the shower. You really don't. He's a werewolf. He's in the mud. He's in the forest all the time. He's probably got leaves in his hair. You don't want to be doing a light coat or a light base coat for your werewolf that's supposed to be in the dark, deep woods. If you want to be doing a base coat for something like that, you want to be doing it on somebody who has lighter flesh, such as a vampire here. So you're not going to really have to worry about the color of his skin. You're going to be turning him undead, really. So the white is a little bit easier for you to do with a vampire than it is with a werewolf. So that's what the difference is between a white base coat and a darker base coat. Alrighty, so the last time we talked to you guys about our supplies, and now we actually have, we've also talked about the differences between a darker base coat compared to a lighter base coat. Now we're actually going to get into some physical painting. As you see here, I have set up my paint in the way that we are going to be painting it. So we're going to be starting off with the flesh. So that one's done. We don't need that one no more. But we're going to be starting off with Somber Gray. Then we're going to be doing our highlights, so the highlights of our hair and a few others in the ghost gray. Then we're going to do the super highlights, or the other details, so like any of the random ears that are there, some of these like elbows, any of the more sharper edges of this, we're going to be doing in a glacier blue to give a little bit more depth. After that, then we're going to get into his armor, which is going to be the leather brown and chainmail silver. I know, unfortunately, all they had was chainmail silver, so we're going to be using chainmail silver, so he's going to be burning. As you can see, he does have a little bit of a hand from his victim, so we're going to be doing that in the pale flesh and then in the dead flesh. Toss on a little bit of this scarlet red, and then we're going to be finishing off with our dry brush with the dead white, just to give it a little bit more detail to this particular mini. But what we're going to be starting off with is the Somber Gray. So a lot of times there are different paint styles. You can use Tensor or Citadel. Personally, we are going to be using the Vallejo because I love Vallejo. Also, it does come in a little dropper, so you don't have any paint waste. And personally, I think that was a little, that should be enough for all the flesh. You're going to be using your basing brush, which is it's not the really thick one, it's the next one under. And with Vallejo, you actually don't have to thin down the paint. It's already pre-thinned for you. Now, as you can see, I'm actually rolling the brush just so I can get a decent amount on there. And I know that a lot of individuals don't understand what a paint cloth is, but that's just to get all of your excess paint off of your paintbrush so that you're not hitting in spots that you don't want to hit. Now, we're going to start with the legs, just because I know that doing legs is some of the harder stuff. Oh, whoops. Just because, dang it. Just because the legs themselves are actually a little bit easier to do because you can actually just get right down to the base of it, and you can see where his cloth ends and where his legs begin. So yes, a lot of individuals say, oh, you should do it like layer by layer by layer. Well, you can get a good layer out of it, but once you do layer upon layer upon layer and you miss something, you're gonna have to go back and relayer everything. So we're just gonna start with bit by bit, leg by leg, arm by arm, cloth by cloth. We're gonna just do this step by step with you guys, just so that you're not, as I drop the mini every which way, so that you're not falling behind with your painting of your minis. So as you can see, we're starting to see our werewolf come alive here already with his legs. You can already start to see some of the detail in his legs. He's got some pretty decent calves. Probably because he runs so often. But we're just getting the flesh in generalized so that we know what we're doing. As you can see some of the cloth that's there. That's where his drapery is, or his loincloth is. Apparently he was morphing and he was in the middle of his Sunday best. In D&D, Sunday best does include chainmail. But yeah, so as you can see, we got the legs there. If you miss some stuff on the underside, not very many people are going to look at the underside unless you're like really attentive. So we're just going to be doing that. As you can see, I've missed a couple spots on his calves. So if I was to have gone to the next stage, I would have missed some things and I would have had to gone back. So don't worry if you hit something of the actual base. We're going to be recovering that in another video. And so you can see some of his chainmail there as well. We're just going to go around the chainmail just so we can get to the flesh. If you do go over some of the other larger areas where the hair is, don't worry about that. We're going to be covering that in another layer of paint anyway. If you do get it on some of the other stuff, like I did get a little bit on his belt, don't worry, that's another layer. As Bob Ross has said, happy mistakes, happy mistakes. So you can see that he does have another hand in there. As I said, he's going to be, he did get to another victim. I don't know if YouTube will allow me to say that because we're doing D&D. I think we should be okay. Yes, as you can see, the flesh is coming. Now, he does have a glove on this one hand. I don't know why he didn't just take off the glove. I think he was trying to be a little bit of a Michael Jackson impersonator in this D&D realm, and then that guy with the hand was a heckler. We got all that out, a little bit more of the body there. Oh, I did use too much of that Somber Gray. That's okay. That just means that if I did need another spot to do it in, I had extra paint. So you can see a little bit of the detail that I'm getting out of the actual, just throwing the brush at it and not actually like trying to get in there. That's just how you can get a lot of your shading done, is actually just going over it lightly without actually getting in there. Because you want to keep some of that detail in there just so you can see the in-depth of it. That is all the flesh, so that's all of his fur. So, oh, I missed his fingers. As like, you know, as werewolves do have claws, leather gloves don't work very well against claws. Alrighty, so that's the first part of our werewolf mini. He is got a little bit of flesh on him right now. Also, the paint cloth works very well as a drying tool for your paintbrushes. But yes, that is your first coat to your mini.